You're watching A New Way of Being, hosted by Avatar Galextra and Andragon on Facebook Live. Hit it. Bam!
Good evening and blessings to you. We postponed this broadcast twice today. Now it's live. And we're late, but we're back on Facebook Live and we want to talk to you about something which you have been taught to identify as the COVID 19 pandemic. We have been taking steps to try to bring information to you through the mass media to spread the alarm about the false narrative that has been created to promote this COVID 19 pandemic and about it's being used to create this international crisis that has locked the entire planet down and has caused the entire race of human beings to be confined inside their homes, to stay 6 feet apart from each other when they are out in public places, to force the governments of over 200 nations to pass drastic, draconian measures, forcing the people to follow all these physical distancing guidelines authorized by their health experts, passing measures to give themselves power to fund the different industries that are shut down and spending billions of dollars, tens, hundreds, even trillions of dollars in the US to prop up these industries to keep them from sinking. Spending tens and hundreds of and billions of dollars to keep their people from starving, and spending all this money to keep their economies from sliding into another Great Depression. This narrative called the COVID-19 pandemic, it's false, and it's one that has been created deliberately by the same people who have been attacking Avatar Galextra, to my left, and her family, using a technology that is thousands of years ahead of anything that has been developed on the surface of this planet so far. This false COVID-19 pandemic has turned the human race into a group of people who are become extremely stressed, stressed, living in a state of crisis, uncertainty, fear, traumas, sleep deprivation, wondering when this international health crisis will come to an end, and looking to their experts from the different disciplines in science to provide them with information that will inform them that this crisis has either been brought under control or that they have found vaccines or other medical substances to cure this disease, and so that they can return to some kind of normal way of life. This crisis, it's real. People are locked up inside their homes. They are not able to meet with each other in social places, workplaces, recreational places, places of worship, because of the restrictions placed on their lives now with this narrative given to them by their scientists and experts that there's a disease, infectious, contagious disease that is spreading across the planet and infecting the bodies of over 8 million human beings so far and killing about 500,000 of them. Albert Galextra and myself, who lived as the theoretical physicist known as Albert Einstein about 65 years ago. We are here to let you know that this COVID-19 pandemic, it's not real, and it's being used as a cover-up by the same criminals who have stolen this sacred technology and are using it from inside the fourth dimension, wearing cloaks of invisibility, to attack the bodies of millions of human beings across the planet, wherever, whenever, and however they choose, whether or not they're wearing any kind of personal protective equipment, mask, gloves, shields, full body suits. These criminals are using this technology to spread this disease across the planet under the guise that it is being done by COVID, by coronavirus that is spreading and infecting and threatening the bodies and lives of human beings. They are spreading this disease that is known as mucus. They're using mucus as a biochemical weapon to inject into the bodies of human beings across the surface of the planet unseen, infecting their bodies and causing many of them to die, especially those who are elder members of our world and those with pre-existing medical conditions. These unseen assassins working for the American military who weaponized this healing invention created by some of the Avatar's brother gods an eternity ago and given to two members of from a birth country, scientists, to help Lady Gaia from dying from the 6 years of being pounded by hundreds of millions of bombs, pounds of bombs across her planet-sized surface
Poison.
on a daily and nightly basis by the 39 different nations who fought in what was called the War to End All Wars, known as World War II. These two scientists used this amazing and astonishing technology created by gods to help Lady Gaia to keep her body from dying. They were both murdered by American agents who then gave this technology to the American military, who buried it inside, deep inside their Black Ops program, the most highly classified of the Black Ops programs, and they have weaponized this invention, which actually the Avatar saw in her third eye, mind's eye, as a disc with this measuring about 10 feet in circumference, round, a round golden colored disc, measuring about 10 feet in circumference, standing about 3 feet tall, that can fit comfortably on the top of any round table inside one's living room. This disc can create cloaks of invisibility, and this disc can also be expanded into a spacecraft in sizes that you would not believe, to sizes that you would not believe. So this weapon, this sacred technology, was stolen from these two scientists, given to the American military, and they have weaponized it and have been using it to attack the Avatar, as we've told you, inside our home, wherever we live, in Toronto for the past 35 years or more. And Donald J. Trump, the unfit, incompetent, unqualified person now serving as the American president, is one of these unseen assassins who was given this sacred weaponized technology at least 4 decades ago, and has been using it to attack the Avatar on a daily and nightly basis inside every place we've lived, including here, even today, unseen, and he's doing so wearing a cloak of invisibility that looks, as the Avatar saw one day in Scott Street, when one of these unseen assassins, the same person, Donald J. Trump, sitting on the side of our bed. She accident, she accidentally touched the shoulder of this unseen assassin, and she saw through her inner sight this material that looks like a synthetic texture lined with a silicone substance. And these unseen assassins then are spreading this virus by going around the planet, flashing through the fourth dimension in bodies that look like shadows, as MJ said when he told me about a week after he was suddenly, unexpectedly, and surprisingly removed from the planet's surface the day he was assassinated on June 25th of 2009. He showed up inside our home at 10 Spring Grove Avenue. And he told me, among other things, during the dozens of hours of conversations I've had with him, because my wife is not only a god, she is one of the most finely tuned and natural medium on the planet. One minute I'm talking to her, next minute I'm talking to one of her sister gods or brother gods from the higher dimensions who show up and speak to me or to our daughter and even to you, as they've done on 3 different broadcasts we've done since we have been thrown out of our home about 6 months ago. One broadcast was named This American Canada, this winter will be hell for American Canada, done by Lord Odin. Showed up on that broadcast and spoke for about 40 minutes talking about crimes being done to the avatar, crimes being committed against human beings, and the need for this technology to be taken from these unseen assassins and the ones controlling them so that it will not be used on this planet to commit a series of unseen crimes, a silent holocaust, as the Avatar says, against this family, especially her and her daughter, and against human beings in general. So MJ told me one night, about 3 days after he left this planet, when he came into our home, he said, "Andregon, they killed me while I was sleeping. And as I hovered near the ceiling and looked down at my lifeless body, I saw these 2 shadows giving each other a high five. One of these 2 shadows, who had killed Lord Michael Jackson, is now a god about 3 years ago, is the one inside the White House who is trying to destroy the American economy, trying to divide the American people, trying to trash the Constitution, and trying to turn this planet into a one world government so that dictators can govern your lives and put you into a way of living that you have not experienced as a planet, where the entire planet is forced to live inside a dictatorship governed by monsters living in human bodies who are actually demons." So this technology is being used against millions of human beings today. These unseen assassins are going around flashing in and out of our 3-dimensional world and infecting the bodies of millions of you and causing hundreds of thousands of you to die from this disease that the scientists whom you have come to trust, respect, and hold up as your sole and highest authority to depend on for truth about anything, keeps telling you that the data has informed them that you are being attacked by a virus that is spreading across the planet and that you need to protect yourself from it. So these lies they're being told, they're unknowingly and unintentionally misdiagnosing the disease that's attacking human bodies today across the surface of the planet. Because scientists, modern scientists, do not have the tools that they need to be able to view, study, and define events taking place in the 4th dimension. So all they can do with what they have been taught to use, their left brain, right hemisphere attributes, logic, reason, analysis, intellect, all they can do is view information in the 3-dimensional world and then try to decide exactly what it is that they're looking at. But what's being done to them is that the ones who are using this amazing technology are confusing, baffling, frustrating them because they can't figure out why this disease spreads so quickly or moves so easily, or where the curve goes up or goes down, and they can't predict the pattern that is being created intentionally by these unseen assassins using our technology created by gods. So we want to let you know that yes, the international health crisis is real. People are scared, terrified, traumatized from what's being done to them by this so-called deadly, infectious COVID-19 pandemic. But it's not a disease that is the disease being used to kill you. It's neither a virus nor is it contagious. It is mucus that has been weaponized to turn into a biochemical weapon to attack millions of you, to kill the bodies, to end the mortal lives of hundreds of thousands of you from inside the fourth dimension. And so, no matter what you do with the different personal protective devices they give you, or no matter what people are doing inside hospitals or on the streets or in building offices to try to protect themselves from being infected by this virus, they will not be able to do so because it's not a virus and it's not contagious, and it's being infected into your bodies using this technology from inside the fourth dimension. So, on that note, we're asking that people with vision, courage, compassion, integrity, perseverance, who care about bringing and exposing this false COVID-19 narrative and bringing information to the people about who is creating this COVID-19 pandemic and who is manufacturing and maintaining this international health crisis. We call upon you, the people in the media, who care about bringing an end to this madness that human beings are now forced to live inside of, to interview the Avatar and her husband to find out more about what's being done to us using the same technology that is now being used to attack and infect your bodies that is now masquerading as a COVID-19 pandemic in order to keep you living as prisoners and puppets and pawns inside your homes, and to keep you living in a state where you are always worried and wondering whether or not you will be infected, or your loved ones, wondering if you can return to any kind of life that's normal, especially since this virus is supposed to go through stages before it eventually is cured, or before vaccines are found that will keep you from becoming infected by it. So until the criminals who are using this sacred, weaponized, stolen technology are exposed and brought into the open, they will continue to play games with your lives, with your bodies, with your experts, with your media, with your governments, and make them do and behave in any way that they choose to. They can lower the curve, crush the curve,
Beat the curve.
do all kinds of things because they're doing it from inside the fourth dimension, wearing cloaks of invisibility, and your scientists have no way of knowing or even trying to identify what the heck is going on. One of the things that made my Albert Einstein remarkable or unusual was that Einstein apparently was able to utilize all the four hemispheres of his brain, the right and left brain and the right and left hemisphere, integrate and use all four hemispheres at the same time. So he was not only a great scientist, but he was also a visionary because he was taught to use and integrate all of the different attributes inside his mind at the same time. Einstein was also apparently a master of violinist.
Violinist.
Violinist. who apparently discovered E equal mc squared, whatever that means, while he was riding a bicycle. And apparently he rode his bicycle throughout Princeton, where he worked as a scientist at Princeton University. So, scientists, I am calling upon you to start to use your analytical, intuitive, your emotional, your mental, start to use your different qualities, not just the scientific ones, but the EQ intelligence, as well as your intuition, your instincts, your metaphysical qualities. You have to integrate all those tools at the same time for you to start to see beyond the realm that we're living in, called the three-dimensional world, and start to understand what is being done to human beings from inside the fourth dimension by thousands of government agents working for the deep state. They call themselves the powers that be, the military industrial complex, the ones who are controlling your lives, who have made themselves lords and masters over your lives, your bodies, your dreams, your hopes, your future, and thinking that they have a right to do so because they have godlike abilities which this technology gives them to be able to play games with you from inside the fourth dimension without you having any knowledge or awareness of these crimes being committed against your safety, security, and your privacy, and now your lives on a daily and nightly basis. Avatar Galextra and I are sounding the alarm, and we're sending out a call to action for all of you, especially those of you in the media who have the ability, the interest, the experience, the will, and the integrity and vision to pass this information on to human beings and to interview the Avatar and Androgon so that we can then expose this, the biggest cover-up on this planet today that's being used to put all of you into a world where you're now living as prisoners and puppets and pawns and frightened, scared, terrified, wondering, worried about your future and about when this insane existence is going to be brought to an end. On that note, I'm going to return this broadcast to my wife.
She's sleeping.
She's and have us talk about other issues than COVID-19. Because when I look in the media and I see people, they're wearing masks and they're wearing gloves and they're moving about as if they are they should treat each other as outcasts because they're told this virus is infecting anyone and everyone, and so they have to be literally keep themselves from coming in contact with each other. They can't even bury their deads in any number of more than 5 or so people. They can't marry. They cannot. All the industries are shut down. This crisis, people, have caused governments to spend trillions of dollars, I don't know, 6 or more trillions of dollars, US dollars, so far on this crisis that was artificially manufactured by the same people attacking the Avatar, led by the American President, Donald J. Trump, and others working with him. They have created this crisis and they have manufactured this disease that's neither contagious nor is it a virus to destroy your lives and to literally put you in a state of chaos and crisis for as long as they choose to, with the goal of eventually eliminating about 90% of you, so that the planet's limited resources, the food supply, energy, water, and so on, will be sufficient to look after the population and be able to allow human beings to have enough to consume, to eat, drink, and so on, and not have to reach a state where there are too many people, not enough provisions, resources, land, water, and then the other life forms, animal beings, plant beings, oceanic beings, environmental beings, are being pushed away or being made extinct by human beings as they struggle to find ways to give themselves room so that they will not starve or they will not be confined and suffocated by the numbers of human beings who are continuing to be born on this planet, and this planet then move into a state where there isn't enough anything to feed the entire population. So they're making plans to try to, and they've been trying to kill a certain percentage of the population using different kinds of viruses, SARS, AIDS, Ebola. Those haven't worked. And this latest one here, using mucus, will not work either, because the information that about what they're doing is getting out, mainly through Avatar Galextra. That's why Donald J. Trump is trying to kill her body, attacking her lungs, her eyes, her rectum, her womb, the cavities of her brain, the joints, trying to kill this avatar so that she will not be able to share information with you about what's being done to you secretly and deceptively, deceitfully from inside the fourth dimension by people who are using a sacred, stolen, weaponized technology to desecrate and destroy your lives, your hopes, your future, and your dreams. So let's expose this mass deception and have people then be able to pressure the governments to look into what's really going on and to have the American military be held responsible for what's being done to human beings using this technology that does not belong in their hands and should be removed from this planet yesterday or decades ago. Avatar, I'm done.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm okay. And just...
Kept awake, huh? You're tired. Traumatized. From, imagine you're here in a motel room with your family and you're being attacked continuously by criminals who come in here on scene, especially the man-child, the morally unfit, mentally unstable, emotionally unbalanced man-child in the White House who keeps coming here. Imbalance. Keeps coming into our home and attacking the avatar and our daughter on scene. We tell the police, they come sometimes when they allow them to, and they look at us as if we have mental health issues, as if we're imagining these crimes being committed against us. This is our lived experience, as they say today. So the avatar is here, she's alive, and she's here to work, and her job is to save the world. A big part of that is to reveal the truth about what's being done to you using this technology that is masquerading this COVID-19 virus, so-called, so that they can continue to attack you using mucus as a biochemical weapon. Avatar, how are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just disappointed that the society,
we didn't have
with its governments and lack of development in terms of recognizing the rights of others, is spending, not all of them, but some of them are spending their times in egoism and spend a lot of time thinking that it's about their rights, and while they're violating the rights of others. We want to know what we did to be treated in such a manner. You have police treating us as if we are people who possibly will commit crimes just being a color. You have those who pretend to be your friends, and they're really not because of how you're treated by them. You find that when you speak the truth, no one cares about your truth, about the truth that you know that is in the environment from what you're seeing people are doing, and how people of color, men especially, are being terrorized and persecuted. These are people who would literally balance themselves with what is going on in society in order to make sure that people are treated properly and they're treated properly. What I'm saying is that these people are being persecuted and terrorized, like me, simply because of being a color.
Hmm.
If we are so developed, why are we using color to undermine the rights of other nationalities? And why people are sitting back and allowing governments to take over and control the rights of other people when they started the whole charade, they said that they were the servants of the people
Hmm.
and they were there to help the people and be there to if the people need things that they can help them with, they would do so. What happened? When did you become so egoistic?
Hmm.
When did you start thinking about just yourself and people that look like you? We were the first people in this land. Did you know that?
Hmm.
And they're not even behaving as if they own the land. They're going along, they care about people. The people of African descent and other nationalities that are being discriminated against, if they are treated properly, you will find the best people you could find anywhere. The right thing to do is allow the families to bring up their children.
Hmm.
Let them be trained and loved properly by their own families without discrimination. When these children grow up, you'll find classy human beings, people who are not looking to steal, people who are not looking to fight or create problems. But when they're lacking in the quality development and they're forced to live in a way in which undermines their very dignity, what do you expect they're going to do? They're going to fight back because you're hurting them, you're threatening them, you're setting up people to terrorize them. That's what I'm seeing the Canadian government is participating in, that is destroying our rights. You know, I love them. They are all my family. I just do not like when people are using the kind of strategy to undermine and disrespect human beings, no matter what nationality they are. They are our family. We're not here to kill them. We're here to let them know that there are certain things they're doing that is not right and it doesn't work for a whole society. It doesn't work for anybody.
Hmm.
And when you put one set for a color above everyone else, it shows the kind of manipulation and underdeveloped thinking that is creating this kind of problem. There's no reason for you to fight anybody. These are absolutely good people. Just allow their families to look after them rather than forcing the families to go to a babysitter who does not know how to treat your family
Or daycare.
or daycare.
Hmm.
You need to stop controlling the people's lives. You need to allow them the right to know what is right for their families. When you take that away from them, you're literally turning the society upside down. You need to start thinking more lovingly rather than possessing the rights of other people and controlling them under those ignorant posturing.
Hmm.
We have to get the kind of treatment that will show the society that not only do we appreciate it, but we help others in that way too. We are there for them because they are family. We're not here to say that we're superior, even though we are the first nation, first world's people, or should I say, universe people.
Yeah. First race of beings on the planet. Human beings on this
Yes,
planet. Yes.
we gave you your lives.
Mm-hmm.
We're not here to look down at you. We never did. When you started treating us like we are junk, you became the junk. You see, what you think of others is not necessarily what the people are. It's what you're behaving like that is causing you to try to insult and degrade them without them having done anything to be treated in such a manner.
Hmm.
I would tell you this. I never did anything but love all of my family members.
True.
Why have you been persecuting and terrorizing me and my family? Why did you kill out my mother, my father, my sister, my brother, one of my brothers, sorry, and a few other family members that I love very dearly? I cannot see them again because of what you have done to them as a government in the United States and in Canada. When I heard that Canada and the United States were in bed with each other, I can't find another word because I see too many wrongs for me not to say that.
Yes.
I was disappointed to know that instead of they recognize that if they want a society to work, you can't turn around and use the women in your culture to behave like prostitutes. You should not be bringing them down to levels where they don't belong, just to please men. You terrorized me when I told you I'm not interested in going to sleep with anyone or being paid to sleep with anyone. I was never a prostitute. And there's no one here that would have been that way had it not been for them being coaxed or pushed to do what they're doing now. And when you don't allow them to be trained properly by their own families, then you set up a society of people who are ignorant to know, to the point where they do not understand certain things, and so they're mistreated, persecuted, terrorized, raped, you name it. Now you're not stopping at raping women. You're moving on to little children too. I've been noticing that for quite a few years, decades maybe.
Yes.
And then all you know to do is to set up other people to insult others for being a certain nationality or any other disease that you created in your own mind, to make sure that you destroy them because they shouldn't have that, even though there's nothing wrong with it. Or they should have something that they should not be allowed, forced to go and do to another person or have another do to them. You're setting up rapes, you're setting up all kinds of evils, calling yourself a government, and you really do not have the development because you spend your time looking to speak different languages to say that you have some sort of prestige or superiority. That does not make you superior. It's when you open your mind, your eyes, your heart, and your soul to all of life, and you treat them all with care. And then you going and lying as a government in the United States, telling the public that the Avatar raped a baby. That shows how much mental illness you've got locked within you.
Her baby sister.
Yes, quite true.
Oh.
This is the kind of stuff that you come up with because you do it to others. You have the men doing this kind of stuff. You have women throwing themselves all over the place and open up their legs on Facebook at different times in the past. And when the Avatar tries to remove that behavior by taking pictures out instead of having them shown, she did that to protect women from the kind of unfairness and indecency that they're being set up to be a part of, and then call whores and prostitutes after a period of time by the same men who are forcing themselves on women, who are raping women without women even asking them to. And I don't think a woman would be begging for rape. If you really wanted a society that works, it starts with those who say that they now have a right to control you. If they're going to control you, they need to have all aspects of truth, of the right kind of behavior, and projecting the kind of thinking that brings people together rather than make them feel as if they're less than anything else and the men are superior to them. But if you ask me, the men, if that's how you're going to see it, then you're not really seeing it straight, because you have the men forcing themselves on women now, on children, on babies. That's why you slandered the Avatar's name and try to set it up so that she appears like someone who does this kind of stuff. When y'all are the ones who are doing it, has been trying to force it on the Avatar, and she won't be a part of it. You've terrorized her in every country she has gone to, whether it's where she was born or another country she went to visit, or any place. This is the kind of stuff that y'all are practicing. Stop attacking and abusing others when you are the ones that set up the evils, thinking you're superior to anybody when you're not. Why don't you recognize that you're equals forever? You're beings that are here to learn and develop the kind of charisma and quality that does not undermine any body, any family. She felt sad to see that human beings in the different stations that are showing people that are behaving irresponsibly,
Yes.
setting them up to do all kinds of dirty things. This is not what people should be going to the school system to learn.
Gang stalking.
This is evil. You have no right interfering with the families and when they go to the school systems, and stop trying to force families to become your slaves. They already have them as slaves. You might as well release those people because they're not your slaves. They weren't born to be your slaves. They weren't born to be slaves, period. They own themselves. You are the servants of the people, and you have now turned into the ones who is bullying the people. Turning them into criminals and then blaming anybody and everybody as a part of it, rather than recognizing that you created the problem to begin with. I would advise that you stop playing those games, because you're not really there for the people. You're there to destroy them. You're there to control them and use them as slaves. And you think that all you have to do is to create something called coronavirus, and you can now rob the people of their rights to recognize who are really the people who are doing this to you. And I advise that you start looking carefully, keep your mouth shut for a while, and see all the things that you can learn from this kind of criminal activity that is taking place, that is undermining women once more.
Look and listen.
And this is what they do. They play loud. They drive their cars loud with the intention of trying to destroy the avatar's mind
Noise
and
disturbance.
her spirit. And believe me, she has been knocked down many times over by these people and their behavior. She's going out with her husband, and they're playing they have cars coming and making these loud noises, and nobody's saying anything. The police is controlled by the government, and the government are doing twisted things, and the police are going along with whatever the government tells them. They're not there for the people, that's for certain. And the people are paying the money through the government, and the government is taking that money and paying the police. And guess what? They're all losing out. Because they're not there for each other. They're too busy being ignorant, thinking everything is a joke. Stop thinking everything is a joke, because the things that you're practicing that is harming a lot of people is not a joke.
Serious.
You need to allow them the freedom to have their own rights, to be able to think for themselves, do the right thing, and be trained by their parents. And if they see people who are not behaving properly, they can give a few lessons to those people who need the help in how to behave. Don't look to fight, just use your words. Be gentle, be caring. I'm a little rough because I've been through it too many times. And I want to see this stopped, so that my family of all nationalities can live for once.
In harmony, balance, unity, reverential, prosperous, peaceful, illuminating, enlightening, liberating existence, as the Avatar has taught you, has strived to teach you, and being blocked from doing so because the ones controlling you do not want you to know that you are daughters and sons of God and carrying living treasures,
Yes.
Sacred treasures, and that you're yourselves living treasures, just like all the beings living with you.
That's what you came here with. You were supposed to be alerted by your parents, by how they show you love, by not beating up on you, and instead carry on conversations with you so that you can develop to be the type of adults that you should become. Without that training, a lot of people are losing out on quality. When they have that training, everyone can feel safe in any society. But it must be done. And all beings must recognize that if they want to have power, they have to use that power for the good of all of life. You can't use power and destroy people. That's why you have so many things going wrong. So many people losing body parts, even children. What kind of people you have become? Start thinking of the quality that you have within you and share it with others.
Mm-hmm.
They will connect with their own and use theirs too. We're not here to play stupid. We're here to do a job that will benefit all of life. In this life and in any other lives that you come back, you won't die once everyone is behaving responsibly. As a matter of fact, you won't have to leave and come back. You can stay forever if you want to.
Physical immortals.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
because you will be helping each other. You'll be doing the right things, but you can't get that happening if you're doing all this evil to certain people because of a nationality,
Or
and they're the
color.
ones that gave you right. They gave you your lives. They treated you with respect. You turned them into what they have become, and now you want to kill. I would advise as governments, you need to wake up to the reality it's not yours to do. You don't own them. You need to start owning yourself and dealing with your problems and start treating people with more respect. Because that's what all beings are created for. How to treat each other, recognizing each other as a family, and behaving with such quality that dignifies everybody.
Mm.
You're not slain. You don't need to be. And your churches are not teaching you a quality reality.
Mm-hmm.
And your governments, whew, they smell. And I don't mean physically. I'm speaking about the thinking, the actions, the disrespect, the terrorization, using people to attack and abuse you. These people are mentally ill.
Mm-hmm.
And they are the first to try to tell other people that they're mentally ill when they are the governments are the ones who are.
Mm.
They've gone rotten. They lost everything, integrity included.
Mm.
This is not the time to pretend and play games. This is the time to recognize that what you have in front of you needs to be worked on.
Mm-hmm.
Make changes to benefit the rights of yourself, and you will be able to do it for everybody else who needs help and is asking you for it. Let people get the opportunity to look through within themselves and find the ancient knowledge they're carrying, as well as you. And when you're doing so, you will understand what it is to be real, to be there for yourself and each other, to not discriminate because you're all equal. It's forever.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't recognize it, it's because you've got some work to do on yourself. Protect the children for goodness sake. And stop using them to do all kinds of bad things when they don't even understand what it is you're telling them until they grow older.
Yes.
Teach them the right way. They're all our family members. They're our children.
Mm.
And we must care for them in a manner in which we want all beings to feel capable, to feel satisfied, that they're being cared for, loved, respected, not rejected.
Mm.
And stop leaving people to sleep in the streets. That's a disgrace for a whole society. And if a world can do that to their own people, no matter what nationality they are, then they're not good people. And they won't be coming back.
Mm.
The time when you start coming back all the time, or not leaving and just staying, and whenever you want you leave to go and get some serenity and you come back, you should be highly developed more and more as you keep coming back. You are supposed to be doing the things that are right for everybody. Make no one feel unsafe or insecure because of your stupidity.
Arrogance,
That too.
ignorance,
Uh-huh.
ego,
There you go.
and more.
And these things create hell for everyone on earth when you start thinking in such ignorant manners. Start lifting up your hopes and start realizing that you have great knowledge within you. You don't have to be a slob or a bad person. They don't work in any society. You could look around, see what's working here now. That's why changes needs to be made, to allow the freedom and the rights of all beings to walk with dignity and be treated properly by every nationality, because they are your family.
A new
Way of being.
of being.
If I if I came into the world and didn't love you all, I would be a very bad person. I know my family. From the day I opened my eyes and I saw how children of African descent was being treated, then I saw that that type of behavior started rubbing off on different nationalities while they were mistreating their own families. Not because they hate them, but because that's what they were seeing in the environment and thought that's what they're supposed to do. Give them a better view. Show them the real you, the one that works for everybody and protects and respects the rights of all. But if you are doing damage to them and you expect that they must keep something quiet for you and you are hurting them and their family, what do you think you should do? Sit back and allow them to continue? Or speak out so people could understand where they're coming from and not trust them until the time comes where they show they can be trusted in the future simply because they've learned from those lessons. You see, we're not here to become the demons that many of you have become. We are here to become the higher level beings that connects and respects all of life, all forms of life. To be prejudiced, there's no place for it in this world. And if your world continues to do this, your world will continue to plunge until everybody is wiped out.
Drowning.
And you will be doing it
deaths.
yourselves.
Yes.
That's how twisted you are becoming. I would advise you change those behaviors. Think about the qualities that you possess and how you can use it to benefit the rights of all beings, including yourself. You see, we love all of you.
Family.
We don't see one above the other. We see you as equals forever.
Each other's.
You're each other's keepers. And you have this beautiful, vibrant being within you.
Living light.
That light that shines within. Use it. And when you see someone insulting another, tell them that's not the way to go. That they're your family. And that you must behave as such in order for you to have the balance to live in that all beings have a right to, so that they can live in harmony rather than in tyranny. I wish you all the best. Blessings to you, and please, don't attack anybody's family, because they are yours too. Start recognizing and behaving respectfully. A color does not make you superior to anybody. It's the color and content of your character.
Content of the... You said color and content. I know you meant it's the content.
Yes, it's the color too, because
Color and
if you're
content.
carrying a behavior
Okay.
of such
I get
that
you.
shows the colors in your behavior,
Yeah.
then make changes.
Yes.
Make sure that you're not harming anyone. That's what's creating the evil in the world. You're not evil. You became that because everything became dissident. Unable to understand, unable to see, because people have become so instinctively twisted. It's not their natural way of being. It's what they were forced to become through what was done to them. So make changes and work together as a family. And anyone behaving evil, they have to stay locked up for a while until that is changed. Mr. Trump, you are one of those people. I would advise that you stop stealing from this family and don't ever come back to see this family again. Because this family does not like you, because you show yourself to be something that is untrustworthy and twisted. And for those who can't see that, they're obviously carrying a lot of that kind of things with them too. Unless they make those changes, they will continue to see you as a nice guy. Because they know they're not as nice, they're not that nice either. So they want to make sure they keep it down. But you can change it. You don't have to continue behaving in such a manner. You can recognize that it does not work for anybody, let alone yourselves. But you could use it to benefit and gratify the rights of yourself and others by making them feel good about themselves, by showing them the way in which they can live without harm. Let them be. Allow them to grow with quality. And do the same yourselves. Mr. Trudeau, I was not trying to bring you down. I wanted you to start paying attention to the fact that this family has no money. The money that you have been robbing them of because you and Mr. Trump killed the Avatar's family.
And it's
And
5 members.
they hardly have anything to eat. They have to buy liquids and one or two little heavy things to try to give them something at least that would put in their bodies.
Poverty's budget.
And what you do is spend your time behaving as if you have a right to act pompous, superior, and ignorant, instead of looking at what you all have created by your own bad behavior. Start thinking holistically and caring about each individual specially. You will find a better world from within you and outside of you. That will keep everyone safe. It will also help you to work together as a family and achieve greater goals than you ever could in this
Imagine.
world. Start doing the right thing. It doesn't hurt you. It helps you. It heals you. It brings you together with your brothers and sisters of all nationalities and shows you how to live in a world with all these different entities. They have a great deal to teach you, and you have to teach them. You can help each other, or you can act ignorant and kill each other. Which is it you're going to do? And for the royal queen in England,
Elizabeth II.
Queen Elizabeth II, I will always love you. You're a magnificent being. And from the first time I met you till now, I have always loved you. And I love you because of how you're a humble being. You're someone of royalty and conduct herself with dignity. I'm pleased to have met you in this world at this time, even though you were my family in the last.
Yeah.
I was the queen that would not marry anybody.
The Virgin Queen.
Yes.
Elizabeth I. In the flesh. A different lifetime.
Yes.
Yes.
But nevertheless, you're a beautiful being, and don't ever forget it. And I will always remember you in my heart. Please remember you're loved. And I'll always love you, as well as my family.
Yes.
They see the kind of person that you are, just by your energy,
Genuine.
your behavior. You're a classy being. Blessings to you, and good luck on your journey. I hope you stay there a long time, because I want to see you in the future.
In this lifetime.
As well as my family. You know.
Yes.
So look after yourself, and I love you. Take care of yourself, okay? And the family too. And the new bride and groom. I can't remember your names. Please forgive me.
Yes. Both sons of Lady Di and Prince Charles. And I'm married, and they have children.
That's cool.
I think they both do.
Yes, and I'd say blessings to all of you. I wish you the best. I see that you're getting along and doing very well, and I hope you stay like that always. Good luck on your journey, okay? Bye-bye. Mwah.
Lady Catherine. We have to send a shout out.
Oh,
to
yes.
Lady Catherine. Another member of the Committee of Gods who has not been recognized or treated respectfully and responsibly by her husband, who is now gone back to the spiritual realms, probably now in Winterland, which is the belly of the fourth dimension they call hell, Hayden, and so on. Anyway, Lady Catherine Jackson and her family. Shout outs.
Yes.
The kids. MJ's Lord Michael Jackson's kids.
Oh, yes.
Prince Michael.
Paris. Princess Paris.
Yeah.
And the brother.
And
The other
Prince
brother.
BJ.
Yeah. We love you all, you rascals.
Yes.
We would love to know that you're okay. And don't forget, give your grandmommy a kiss for me. Tell her we love her too. And she's a fabulous being. And I hope you all are happy. And in the future, if I come down, I'm able to travel, I'll definitely come and see you all, okay? Say hi to Janet for me and the rest of the family.
Yes.
Good luck on your journey, okay? Bye-bye. Mwah. Take care of yourselves.
Stevie Wonder, shout out.
Hi, Stevie.
You are truly a wonder.
Yes,
We love
and we
you.
truly love your
Mhm.
work. We love you, and we're proud that you and Michael came together and did some great music together
Yes.
too. So and I love some of the music we're hearing out in the public. I love them. You're beautiful in how you singing them, and I truly appreciate the songs.
Yes.
Thank you very very much.
All those new artists, new to us because we haven't watched
Yeah,
television
and
for
we love you
about
always.
20 years. And so we're now seeing and hearing about those who have emerged on the scene
Yes.
to become icons in music and art and other areas of human life, and are now using their talents to express themselves.
I wasn't allowed that freedom.
I know.
I was terrorized all through the process.
Yes. Yes.
You all weren't there to see.
Mm-hmm.
But had you seen, I think you would have understood.
Mm.
Don't do that to anyone, huh? Treat each other properly. Even if they don't look good, even if they're not dressed properly, even if the things, look bad in your eyes, try to make sure that everybody is treated with respect. Because they're hurting. They're hurting a lot. And I'm trying to have you recognize that we can all win. We're winners. Just keep pushing for the quality of what you're doing. Do not take advantage of anyone, and help people on your way if you can. If you can't, then that's understandable. But others will help you too if you need help.
Mm.
So we're waiting for Mr. Trump to give us our money so
Yes.
that we can start a business that would be beneficial to a lot of people, especially of color, that really have not been allowed the freedom to
Impoverished.
look after themselves.
Downtrodden lives.
Yes, we want to make sure that they're all given the opportunity to be able to get jobs or get some money to look after themselves and look after what they need, their needs, and see to it that they have some place to live. And, we'll be there for them.
Mm.
And we want you to do that to your brothers and sisters of all nationalities. Don't turn your backs on them. I see some Caucasian people are like that, and I truly appreciate what you're doing. Keep going that way. Don't ever forget. When you're there for each other, people will be there for you if you're have a problem. And that's what it is. When you have family of all nationalities, we help each other. And in
Yes.
helping each other, we bring everything to the fore so that people can feel better about themselves and find themselves enjoying themselves for the rest of their lives,
Mm.
doing whatever is necessary for them to be able to do their job if they have to do a job. And I wouldn't advise you to allow people to have you working night and day. You have time. You need to spend time if you have children. You need to train your children. You shouldn't get angry with them. You should treat them respectfully.
Mm.
And also give them an opportunity to know that they can do well, and show them how they can do well. Speak to your kids even when they're born, right through the process. You will see how developed they become.
Yes.
Just give them the love and care that is needed in the right way, and you will have a whole society, when they're doing this, behaving in the right way.
Mm.
Okay?
We're watching as human beings are waking up, becoming woke by the atrocities that have been shown to them over and over again about injustices being done to people of color, especially men of African American heritage, First
And of
Nations
other
people,
nationals
and other
too.
nationalities.
The Oriental people.
Yes.
The Indian
Mhm.
people, the sheiks, the saying, we have to remember that they are all human beings. If they're taught some things that is not helpful to them, then we can help each other. They can help us with things that we are doing that may not be not incorrect or correct, but we're not doing it right. Then they can also help us. We help them, they help us, and that's what a whole society of family members are supposed to be doing, being there for each other, and not looking for pay, because you will be looking after each other in a way in which you don't need to, sort of extract money from the person, or they extract their money. What we're here to do is really show you that we're family, we're human beings. We should
immortals.
not be attacked and abused, terrorized, and thrown aside. This is not what creates quality beings. It's what creates terror in people. And it forces human beings to have to either fight back, or as you see, many people are killing, and that is not necessary. You can live without even having to hurt a soul. You just have to recognize that in order for you to live, you must be respectful of others. They're your family, and they will be respectful of you. When everyone is being treated like that, you will see how they will bloom with depth, with sincerity, with love and respect in the right way. Okay? So do yourself a favor. Treat yourself like your own, because you really and truly are. You have to use your intelligence. Start thinking about things, and think about things in a manner in which is helpful to yourself or helpful to anybody else without harm. And then you can move forward and connect with everyone after a period of time. Instead of you having wars and terrorism, you will have people that you can trust. You can go into forests anywhere and you won't be
Cities.
harmed.
Yes.
That's what happens when we are doing the right thing. And that this is how we learn to do the right thing, by being there for each other in the right way. A few words is like gold in the heart of others when they're treated well. Okay? Blessings to you, and thank you for listening.
Yes.
And thank you, my darling. Good luck on your journey. On behalf of myself, our daughter, Mahogany, and our son, who we haven't seen in a long time, Mikhail.
Years.
We miss him, and we hope he has the intelligence enough to know that his family loves him, and all he has to do is to come over and speak to us. You know, we don't
Even
know where
by
he's living.
phone.
We can't even get him on the phone.
Or internet.
You know? So it's important that he does it. My husband his dad tried to get in contact with him, sending information to him at the job, and so he hasn't returned the call. Mikhail, we are disappointed in that behavior, darling. We've not been taught to behave that way. Okay? So we would appreciate it. I know you're a man now, but we'll appreciate it if you take the time to get to come and see us. We want to see you, your family. Okay? As well as all beings. But you are our family from within. We gave birth to you.
Yes.
And we love you. We love your sister too, and she has gone through a great deal of problems, and she wasn't even a bad person, never did anything wrong, and she was terrorized.
And traumatized,
So
just
your
like the
family
Avatar.
so your family needs you. Let's be there for each other, and don't play games and think because another person tell us something that it's what they said, that it's the truth, because many times in those information that you're getting is a bunch of lies. Take your time to get to know and speak to people so that you could understand how you can best reach each other and work together as a family. As I said, blessings to you. Good luck on your journey, and remember, don't give up on yourselves. Give up on tyranny.
Yes. And make your lives, as the Avatar teaches, make your lives a living prayer in all that you say and do. And showers of blessings will continue
To follow you.
Yes, for the rest of your mortal lives and beyond, even when you return to the planet to live other mortal lives as members of other cultures, genders,
Hold
races.
on. When the evil is gone, you won't have to worry about death. Death is not going to be there in your life. Unless you want to leave, then you can whisk away.
Yes.
Simply by thought.
Yes.
So it's important that you start getting the behavior and everything together, so that anyone you meet will not feel as if they're in danger. They will see you as a treasure, because you will be treating them as such. Okay?
Yes.
So good luck once more.
Yes.
Take care of yourself, my little brothers and sisters and children of all ages.
Yes.
I love you all,
We
as
do.
well as my family.
Yes.
Yes. Good luck, and take care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Mwah.
Let me get this. Make sure I push the right buttons.
You're not using the mouse?
Sometimes it doesn't work.
Because you need something else to work, to have for it to work.
And live broadcast. Oh. See.